Some of you aren't tired enough yet. You haven't reached that breaking point. You're not desperate to change. You don't desire it with your entire being. That's why consistency slips through your fingers. Every day, we drown in a different version of ourselves, uncertain, distracted, disconnected. For me, this is much more than waking up at 2 a.m. to work. I can wake up, get dressed, go to the gym, but still end up mindlessly scrolling through my phone for the rest of the day. The real question is, are we actually putting into practice the things we know, the notes we take, the advice we hear, the steps we write down? Are we actually putting any of it into practice? The truth is, many people are unclear about their future. It's not just that we lack self-awareness, we also lack direction and a compelling reason to move forward. However, when you define your identity, understand your purpose, mission, and where you're going, everything changes. You act differently. You act consciously. You can do this at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or 4 a.m. It doesn't matter. You give up sleep, meals, you lose people, and you keep going. Even when life knocks you down so hard you can't breathe, you find the strength to get back up. Why? Because you are disciplined, you act with precision, you are committed to principles, you know who you are, and more importantly, you know where you are going. I don't know who needs this today, but this is your moment. This is your time to rise. Step out of the darkness, fight, climb if you have to, crawl if you have to, but get out. Don't get stuck anymore. Today, move forward. Step up for your purpose. Develop your skills. Take action. Forgive those who hurt you. Love without fear. Build what's in your heart. Create boldly. Believe again. Try again. The real question isn't, can you stay consistent? It's, can you do what you already know how to do? Can you do it when it's uncomfortable? Can you keep going when it's hard? Because everything worth having takes effort. It takes a mental shift, a change of direction, a complete reset of how you think and live. Growth isn't measured by grades or videos you watch. It's measured by application. Will you apply what you've learned? Will you stop waiting and take action? Say goodbye today. Say goodbye to depression. Say goodbye to anxiety. Say goodbye to blaming everyone else. Say goodbye to holding on to anger. Say goodbye to pride. Say goodbye to toxic comparisons. Say goodbye to complaining about everything instead of changing something. Say goodbye to giving up on your purpose. Say goodbye to the inner voice that tells you you're not good enough, not ready, or not talented. Don't say, I'll start next week anymore. No more excuses. Leave everything that holds you back behind. We need more than motivation. We need a sense of responsibility. We need honest feedback. We need people who aren't afraid to push us higher. We need coaches, mentors, and friends who challenge us to grow. Do you want to perform at your best? Join a community that wants the best. Make sacrifices that will improve your daily life. Be the kind of person who is there for yourself first, so that you can be there for others. And when no one is watching, when silence reigns, when it's late at night and it's just you and your thoughts, let your character speak. Let it guide your discipline. Build such a solid life behind the scenes that shining in the spotlight is the only option left. I am above honesty, and that is why I am successful when the spotlight is on me. The real question is not whether you are consistent, because consistency alone does not mean perfection. Consistency is just repetition, and bad habits can destroy you just as much as good habits build you up. You can be consistently lazy, You can consistently abandon your goals, commitments, and dreams. You can consistently choose jealousy over happiness, resentment over peace. You can show up in your relationships wearing a mask, expecting to take instead of give, seeing people as stepping stones instead of sacred bonds. Yes, you can show up every day, but as the wrong version of yourself. However, behind all this false appearance, armor, and role, the real you is alive, and that is the version of you that the world is waiting for. We already know you can be consistent. The deeper question is, can you rise to the level your purpose requires? Can you sacrifice your comfort for your calling? Can you keep going even when your emotions wane? This is more than just showing up. It's about showing up prepared, focused, disciplined, strategic. Can you do what's necessary, not what's easy? Can you train your mind to obey your intention, not your emotions? I don't care if you have to hear this message 100 times. Listen to it over and over again until it sinks in. Write one word in the comments. Action. Action is more than just a word. It is a decision put into motion. It is turning thoughts into action, vision into movement, potential into power. It's where dreams come true or die. This is an internal battle. What I want to do and what I need to do. This battle happens every day. And if you think you're alone in this battle, you're not. We're all part of something bigger. Maybe it's not your spouse, it's your mother. Maybe it's not your mother, it's your child, your friend, your team. Someone is waiting for you to get up. Imagine using the energy you spend sabotaging yourself to build a life you can be proud of, to heal, to leave a legacy, for a purpose. Because beneath the pain, beyond the wounds, at the core of everything, there is someone who has forgotten who they are. And when you remember that, everything begins to change. Too many people wake up every day and live someone else's story. They go to work, they go home to their families, they walk into every room and put on a version of themselves that isn't real. A version that's far from their purpose, their strength, their grace, their perfection. But maybe today, maybe right now, you're reaching a breaking point. Maybe you're walking, running, curled up on the ground, crying behind the wheel, or staring in the mirror wondering how you got here. And in the midst of that pain, a voice inside you finally says, this is where it ends. You remember who you are. You regain your strength, not from pride, but from clarity. The dust settles, the burdens fall away, and what remains is nobility, not perfection, but purpose. The truth is, life is hard, fighting is hard, growing up is hard, giving up is hard, believing in yourself when everything tells you not to is hard. But if everything is going to be hard, why not choose the path that leads to something greater? Every day when you wake up, you are presented with choices. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. You can stay under the covers and seek comfort. Or you can get up and look in the mirror. You can face your fears. You can face your future. You can scroll through your screen for hours to numb the pain. Or you can develop habits that will shape the future you desire. Because it all comes down to this: your decisions determine your direction. So step out. Make choices that will make your future self stand up and cheer. Don't spend your life reacting to everything. Start designing the life you want to live. One decision, one step. One step every day. Because in the end, your life is the sum of the choices you repeat. And right now, not tomorrow, not someday, you have the power to choose something different, to start over, to become the person you were always meant to be. So make purposeful choices. Make courageous choices. Choose to live the life that truly suits you. One of the greatest gifts we've been given, the one thing that sets us apart from every other creature on this planet, is the power to choose. A bird can only fly. A lion can only hunt. What about you? You can be. You can grow. You can decide. So let me ask you, when you imagine your future, what do you see? What drives you to wake up today and seek more? What do you hope to find? You have the freedom to design a life that reflects your deepest desires. You are not bound by a destiny carved in stone. You have a blank canvas in front of you. What will you paint? And if the dream you're chasing doesn't scare you at least a little, maybe it's not big enough. Maybe it's time to raise the bar. We all move at our own pace. We all have our habits, patterns, daily struggles, and goals we want to achieve. But the real goal, the true goal, is to look in the mirror and feel that quiet flame inside you saying, "Yes, I am becoming the person I am meant to be." Why set high goals? Why choose the harder path? Why set ambitious goals that others may not understand? Because you can. Because it's a gift you've been given. Because the mountains are there to remind you that you weren't meant to stay in the valley. Now is the time to choose, not out of fear, but out of freedom, out of belief, out of vision. So ask yourself, what kind of life do I want to create? And then start building it, one bold choice at a time.